looking good. Again, I think it's about 5,000 feet. Plan is to head north. Mighty Fokker 5.
Papa Pawnee glide type combination. We'll be lining up and rolling runway 9 grass line.
So the wind is the southeast. It's about 10 knots, slightly cross. So we've got a bit of turbulence from the trees. Just have to watch that on launch. Let's see how we get on. So after getting off release, it's been pretty challenging. I'm just in this line of smoke here, and I've just above circuit height at the moment, not really connecting with any decent climb, so I'm gonna head a bit closer to the airfield. It's been as rough as anything. I'm in 4 knots sink at the moment, so hello. It's just gusty, very gusty. And there's the airfield just there. I had Echo Foxtrot above me a while back, but I've lost them now, and I saw Sierra Romeo. Just concentrate on staying up. I've got Kevin with me in the thermal here, and it's a bit of a struggle to stay on the opposite side to him, but just about managing it. Interesting to see. That's the propeller on the side of the fuselage, that sound. Oh no, he's really dropped there, look at that. I think time to push into wind. I'll leave it. And there's the airfield there, launch going around. So I've just left Allara there on my right and heading towards Pittsworth. That's the plan. There's a 14 knot southeasterly, so it would be nice if some of these clouds are starting to get a bit bigger than an hour or so ago, so there's a potential for a shout, but it's not going to be it's just going to be the odd one if it does happen. Just got ahead at 3000 AGL, so fairly comfortable. I should avoid this blue hole here. I think I'll just track a little bit to my left. There's Clifton coming up here. Airfield over there. Oh, this is a nice energy line, this. I'll just cruise along this for a little while. So I had to use the fez around the airfield just to stay up because I got into a bit of a sinkhole. So I ran it for about 8 or 9 minutes and managed to get back up again, so that was good. So I haven't got a full battery at the moment, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful with it. Only use it when I really need it. It's a nice cloud street there setting up, so let's see if I can track along that one. So I just passed Pittsworth behind me there. I'm tracking north and lorry is ahead of me somewhere and he's heading back this way. Just have to keep my eyes peeled. I'm not sure what height he's at. I think he's a bit higher than me, so just keep an eye out. So it's a bit more sun on the ground here, which is good. So I'm at 5,000 at the moment. Could do with a nice climb again. I had a really cracking 6-knot climb, and maybe I'll go with this. See what this develops into. So back towards, there's Pitsworth there, and Warwick is a fair bit of cloud, but still okay. The cloud has developed quite quickly, so we'll just see how we get on. Heard Phil was at Cecil Plains, which is out on the flats over there. I think I might take this track here, this greyish looking cloud. There's a nice cloud behind it. It's looking pretty good, so I'll take that. And early, just 15k short of Dalby, because there was no point pushing further north. Phil's behind me. I was 15k south, he was 5k, so he was climbing though, and I was just sinking out, so I decided to head to this line of clouds here and hopefully get a nice climb under this. So let's see how we get on. Oh yeah. +2 flaps on. Yeah, that's hopefully these clouds will work. So I decided to keep pushing on because the clouds ahead are forming quite nicely and should give us a decent climb once I get under them. So just coming up to Pitsworth now ahead. I've still got 80 kilometers to run to Warwick, so still a way to go yet. Phil's behind me and he's took a climb, so he shouldn't be too far behind me once I take my next climb. Good looking clouds. So, okay. So another low encounter. Just got out of that area there, and I'm just north of Pitsworth there. It got fairly low, so I'm just looking at what that looks like. Rain. I'll have to keep an eye on that, get round that, because that's blocking the way back to Warwick. Phil is out in the flats. He was at 3.8, he said. It's a case of take every climb you can now. It's nice looking clouds still in the north, but just looking at that, yeah, it looks like, oh, maybe it's a fire possibly. Oh, that'd be good if it is. That'd be plenty of lift there. We'll just go a bit closer and investigate. So just coming through 5,000 now. I'm tiptoeing my way back to Warwick now. Haven't quite got glide. Got 55 kilometers to run. I'm hoping I can catch something under one of these clouds ahead of me here. It's quite heavy sink. So that was rain at Pitsworth. I got the tail end of it, just a few drops, so obviously fairly unstable. Hopefully Phil can get another climb. He was still 20k north of Pitsworth last time I spoke to him, and not so high, so let's see how he gets on. Got a fairly comfortable glide into Clifton if I have to land there. But I think with this at the moment I should just be able to glide hopefully between Clifton and Warwick, and then it'll be alright to start the engine up. I think I've got enough power still, even though I used it earlier, to stay up, avoid bombing out. So I've used probably about 15% of my battery. So if I'm on cruise I should be able to get back fairly easily. So let's see how we get on. So this is my final climb before I get back to the airfield, and what a corker. 7.5 knots. Really good. Hopefully Phil gets 1 or 2 of these on his way back. He's still near Pittsworth, so oh, look at this. Where did this come from? Okay, I have glide back, so 6.9. Really good. Going 7. I'll take this until I get a comfortable height above circuit. Oh, that's good. Didn't have to use the engine. It's good news. Yeah, come on, Phil. He's out that way. There's a big cloud there. Hopefully you can get under that, and you can maybe be able to glide to this cloud street here if it still stays here. There's a bit of convergence looking cloud there. So yeah, okay. Right, I've got 500 of a glide. Let's go. So that was a fairly interesting day. I've now got glide back. It's comfortable glide, actually, thousands above. And Phil is just past Pittsworth, so if he can connect with that line of convergence clouds which I connected to, he might be able to make it back. That'll be good if he can. I got 8 knots on the average here. This is the view heading back to the airfield, which is straight ahead on my nose. It's 27k out, and might as well put my foot down and burn off all this height with some extra speed. So I'll have to change into the CTAF in a minute. Just passing Boney Mountain now with the small tower on the top. So this day was New Year's Eve, the first time I've ever flown on New Year's Eve. So pretty good way to end 2022. Corking day. Looking on the range over there, looks like a fair bit of overdevelopment. So I wonder how they got on at Boona today. So I'm now 10k out, so I'll just give her a radio call. And next one on the ground. I did the line long rather than getting the road with the trees here. It's still pretty rough coming in. Look at that cloud line running along there. And there's the other one over there. Let's hope Phil gets under it and gets home.